All right, guys, I've been kind of wanting to do a video, and I'm out here at the ATV park in South Mississippi. That's why I'm all dirty and stuff. But I've been wanting to do this video for any new side-by-side and new ATV owners. If you have just recently purchased one, you've never really owned one, you may not know what to expect. You may have the wrong expectations on what these machines are made for and what they can do. Now, I know on my channel you've seen us run the C-Force 800. We snorkeled it. We got a side-by-side that's snorkeled, and you may see, if you're a first-time owner and you see a lot of people out doing stuff like this, you may automatically expect your first ATV or side-by-side to be able to do those things. And listen, the more you do this stuff, the more prone you are to tear up your stuff. They're not designed to do that, even though a lot of us, we buy them and that's all we do with them is mud ride and take them deep. We push them past their capacity. It's just the sport of it. But I've been wanting to do this video because a lot of you first-time owners just think that your machine can do that, and you're disappointed and maybe let down when your machine tears up because you just expected it to do it because you see it on YouTube, see people riding. But it comes with a cost. There's a lot more maintenance you have to do. You have to be very careful doing this stuff. You possibly will even void your warranty. So just want to make this video to talk about a few things. Your factory intakes, like if you had this Z-Force, you definitely don't want to be, if water is coming up, mud or water is coming up over into your floorboard, that's a good indicator that you're a little too deep for your stock intakes. Even though it's way up here, you're still risk just possibly getting in a hole that will sink down and end up flooding your machine out, which could cost you a lot of money with engine repairs and stuff like that. And if there's water damage, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be covered under warranty. So that's enter at your own risk kind of deal. When you snorkel a machine, that's not designed, especially from, like, there's no Hondas, Yamahas, Suzukis, CFMOTOs that come from the factory with snorkels. The only ones I'm aware of is like Polaris. They make a high lifter edition. They come from the factory snorkeled. So you know, they're made to go into deep water, deep mud. They're made from the manufacturer like that. But when you take all that, like Kawasaki's and CFMOTOs, Yamahas, Hondas, and you snorkel them, that's past the manufacturer's description of what they're supposed to do, so, or what they're made for. So even though you see me on the channel and others doing stuff like that, that's at your own risk, okay? That's not recommended by the manufacturer unless they come from the manufacturer like that. One big thing with a lot of people that own any CFMOTO, Polaris, Kawasaki, well, pretty much anything besides a Honda that has a CVT, which is a belt-driven transmission. And you need to know that you can't just put big tires on it and lug it around in high gear. That's any model. It's not just a CFMOTO thing. It's not just a Polaris thing or anything like that. When you lug one around in high gear and you're putting it on a bind, especially with aftermarket tires, you're going to slip your belt, cause it to even break, and there you'll be having to buy an expensive belt to replace your belt that you just messed up. So what I recommend is anytime you're at like one of these mud parks, just take it in low gear. I mean, there's never an instance where you're going to be going over 25, 30 miles an hour. At least you're not supposed to be. So you could cause damage to your belt, especially if you're riding 2 people and you're lugging around in high gear. That's going to burn your belt. It's going to deteriorate your belt. So keep that in mind. My rule of thumb is if my average speed is 15 miles an hour or less, I'm going to be in low gear. If I'm picking up the pace and my average speed is above 15, like I'm running 20 miles an hour or more, I'm going to make sure I'm in high gear. Like if I'm on a fire road or a big field or a track or gravel road, whatever the case, I'm going to be in high gear. These machines need to be well taken care of, cleaned. If you get them muddy like this, just don't leave them muddy. You need to clean them, check them, inspect them. One thing that I know for you CFMOTO owners, the only negative thing I have found with these CFMOTOs is they tend to blow fan fuses. But that's not just a CFMOTO problem. If you go, you can go to any of these mud parks, go sit at the water hose, if they have a water hose place to clean and wash your ATVs. I guarantee you, you'll see Hondas, you'll see Can-Ams, you'll see Polaris, Kawasaki's, and they're all lined up there trying to clean out the radiator because they're overheating, because mud will get packed into your radiator, or mud will get in there and cause your fan to overamp and blow the fuse, and that will definitely cause your engine to potentially overheat. So with the CFMOTOs, you're going to want to make sure that if you have to go through a deep crossing, beware that you will, if your fan tries to come on, so that's why I have a radiator relocate kit, which probably voids warranty. But let's look at this Outlander. So you see the radiator here, there's a fan behind there. If you're in a deep hole and water is up to here and the fan is trying to blow and turn, it turns it into a prop, like a motor prop for a boat, and it's having to overcome the inertia of turning and moving water instead of just air, and that will overamp it and blow the fuse, and then you can't cool your radiator down. So just beware of that as well. A lot of you with CFMOTOs, if you're a CFMOTO owner, I've had a lot of people comment and question, hey man, I'm starting to have problems with my four-wheeler or side-by-side overheating, and you automatically think it's some big issue. 9 times out of 10 it's not. It's probably just going to be that 15 amp blue fuse. Check it, pull it, change it out. You probably have a spare, and just be careful, don't go so deep. Also, you need to make sure you're keeping those radiators clean. You need to make sure you're following your instructions in your owner's manual. They need to have their serviced at so many miles, so many hours. So they need to have the engine oil changed, the oil filter changed, and you also need to keep your air filter changed. Not necessarily changed, but cleaned out. And over time, you can just replace them. You need to take care of your machine. Don't just expect to buy one and it's gonna run perfectly fine every time you get on it if you never take care of it. So there's a lot of routine maintenance you need to do. If you take care of these machines, I don't care if you have Can-Am, Polaris, CFMOTO, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, if you will take care of it, service it like you're supposed to, wash it, grease them, keep the oil clean. If you take care of it, most of them are going to last many years. So, and that's what you want. If you make an investment in an ATV or side-by-side, you want it to last for a while and have a good time with your family. So anyhow, enough of me rambling on. I hope that I'll do a little more videos like this for some of you. There's a lot of you that are subscribers that have your first-time owners, and I want to help you out. And so for those of you that are not first-time owners, you know what to do. Take care of your stuff, and I appreciate y'all. I'll give you some more tips in the future. God bless y'all. We're gonna keep riding. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.